Hello. I'm taking supplements. Um, Another unedited sit down video in my most natural state, pulling up with a bonnet so you know it's real. But yeah, I think for me at least, when I first really started to rip the veil off and start to see the evil in the way our society was brought to be, it really made it hard to find purpose. Like, once I figured out, and it was crazy is because, when they teach you some of it in school, they don't really teach you all of it. They teach you, they killed a couple of Native Americans, they enslaved black people for a couple of years, and then some. But, that was about it. After that, it was all good, we moved past it. It was good. No. When you really, start to look at, how our society was, really, how it really came to be, oh, baby, it's going to take everything in you not to spiral and go into psychosis. Because me, I was this close to falling off the deep end. Just close. And so when I like I said, when I started to really pay attention and figure out the origin of a lot of things, it really put me in my lower three. The lower three chakras is what I mean. And I know I haven't fully gotten out of the lower three because I still have surface level fears, and sometimes, like I said in my other video, sometimes I still operate in that fear and that trauma. But seeing, and not even just seeing America and seeing the horrors here, but just seeing the patterns all over the world, and seeing how the same struggles that we have here are 10 times worse on the other side. And it really makes you sit down and think, damn, all this terrible stuff going on, what, how do you go about everyday life not thinking about that stuff, not wanting to fight to make a change, And like I said, it really makes you lose sight of the purpose, because not only do you see it happening all around you, broadcasted on social media, but you also see how the narrative gets twisted so easily and how people accept that twisted narrative. So you're like, whoa, there's no way you're not seeing this for what it really is. So it's it makes you almost lose hope in a sense. If they're not seeing it, then how are we supposed to come together, unionize? How are we supposed to beat the system, How are we collectively as a community supposed to come together and beat the system when there are so many people that see the system and don't care because it doesn't affect them, see the system but have a twisted viewpoint of it, or see the system but are so beat that they just can't fight anymore. And so I really had to kind of take a step back from it all, because I don't call myself an activist. You know, I don't think an activist would be a right word for me, because, you know, I'm not out in the streets with it. I'm not out, you know, going to the council meetings and, you know, stuff like that. So I really wouldn't call myself an activist, and I applaud the people that do stuff like that. But kind of forgot where I was going. But just not an activist, but very aware and very bothered by what's going on. I just had to take a step back from it all, really. And I'm not to say like don't be aware. Sorry. Definitely be aware of what's happening around, because, you know, reality can change in a split of a second. But I think that's what I wanted to tap into by bringing up this subject. Our reality has been given to us by somebody else. Somebody else had a plan for us and saw it through. Like, baby, when I tell you they manifested that thing to the T. Oh, if you didn't know how to manifest, look at our history. That's manifestation right there. It's okay. Like, down to the food, down to the schools, down to the laws, down to the everything, like down to the social media. That was their manifestation. And so it's almost like, wow, like, you know, they manifested this before any of this was even a thing. You know what I mean? Like, they had a clear vision of how everything was supposed to play out, and that's how it played out. And I think the reason why I'm saying it that way is because that's how we need to be operating, you know? Like, we'll have a clear vision and then we'll see it through. No matter how far-fetched it sounds, no matter how crazy it sounds, you have to see it through. And the reason why I'm saying I took a step back from all like the stuff going on is because I know that seeing that stuff on a constant basis, seeing the patterns on how we got to this exact point and how it's affecting us now, was going to keep me in that frequency, that lower frequency, which that's where they want you to be, in that lower frequency, so you cannot manifest a new reality for yourself. And so that's why I am really trying to dig deep and just let go of my fear of scarcity, let go of my fear of just fear in general, let go of control, and just continue to show up for myself. You know, stop letting, you know, my job affect my mental well-being so much, and just, you know, try to pull myself out of that lower 3. That way I continue to push myself into the direction where I know I'm meant to be. Like, all of us deep down, if you have a feeling about something and it keeps coming back over and over again, you need to follow that. So for me, I've always wanted to do YouTube. Like, as a kid, I've always wanted to do YouTube. I've always been creating videos. I even have some videos posted. Like, I have like a dancing video posted from like 10, 15 years ago. where I'm just, you know, up at 3 o'clock in the morning using my mom's computer, dancing to some nightcore. Okay, like I knew I wanted to do this at a very, very young age, but you know, in the society that we're built in, and I touched on this in my last video, that's not what they want you to do. They don't want you to go after things that will liberate yourself. They want you to go after things that will keep you in the system that they created, that they manifested for themselves to be the top 1%. So it's like, so that brings me back to my point. If you feel in your body that you want to go after something, go after it. Like if you think about a certain life path or career that you want to pursue, and that makes you feel so good inside, and you keep thinking about it even when you're not even thinking about it, but it comes to mind, or something like outside reminds you of it, that is your I don't want to say guides, universe, higher self pushing you, because that's where you're supposed to be, you know? So I really think that, you know, we all have to just operate in a frequency of love. I think that's really what it is. Like, love your community, love yourself, love the present, love, you know, just love, because that is the real healer. Like, think about it. If we was all out here loving each other, giving back to each other, you know, not operating in our lower three frequencies, none of this would be happening right now. Like, you see, like, they knew that love and community were the love, community, and critical thinking were very, very dangerous for the people to have. Because if they have those things, then they work together. Everybody's working together. Nobody's hoarding all these material things. Nobody's fighting over anything. We're giving back to each other. We're learning from each other. We're questioning ideas. We're questioning new ways to grow as a community. They knew how dangerous that was, because then they wouldn't be in the top 1%. So you conquer and divide. So I just think that, you know, the main thing that I'm trying to point out to you guys is, if you are feeling the way that I feel, like if you feel like you're constantly on edge about something bad happening, or if you're constantly feeling like you don't know what to do or where to go, and the world is all bad, and what's the point? The point is to go back to love. Go back to love. I'm telling you. Like, and I'm not saying it's gonna be uphill. It's gonna be like this, because, you know, we've been indoctrinated to think in a way like fear-mongering, basically. Like, we've been taught to be in a box and not think outside of that box, and not love thy neighbor, and, you know, all of these things we've been taught. So it's gonna be very up and down battle for you to break those habits. But you have to think, you have to let go of that. You really, really do. Because that's where they want you to be. They want you to vibrate low. They want you to stay stuck. And like I said in my other video, things don't happen overnight. And hopefully, you know, this reaches a couple people that need it, to show that, you know, it all starts in here. You can't change what's out there if you can't change what's in here. Because this is a direct reflection, or the outside is a direct reflection of what's in here. And I say that all the time. That's why I be fighting with myself so much, because I'm like, I'll wake up and I'll be like, dang, you know, I don't want to go to work. I don't like this job. I don't like the food that, you know what I mean? Like, it's a direct reflection of what's in here. If I'm constantly always pointing out the negative things in life, then that's always what I'm going to see. It's always what I'm going to see. And that's why social media is geared the way it is, for you to consume things that you either are scared of, don't have, or idolize, and make you feel like you cannot achieve it. You feel me? Or it makes you feel like you need to take that person's path and redirect your own self. So you got to start here. You have to start here. And, you know, that's why I'm on this page, to show you that I'm trying. So we can try together. We can do it together. That's why I'm trying to make these videos and try to be consistent. I'm not always consistent, but I'm trying. And I think that's really what matters, is that we all at least try. We got to try. Gotta try, because I promise you, like, once you really start to rewire this and rewire this, you will start looking at life a lot differently. Like just like I was saying, I don't really like the job that I work at, but I'm grateful that I have a job, because now I can pay for my car, so I can go out and do what I want instead of having to wait on people to take me there. You see, like, you have to rewire. And I know it's not going to be easy, but that's why I post these videos, so that we can do it together. We're going to work on it together, okay? Of course, I'm not always going to be happy-go-lucky, the happiest person on the planet, but it's what I do with those moments that really mean everything. Like, in those moments where I am low, I'm sad, I'm angry, whatever, it's how I rewrite the script. So yeah, I'm not gonna ramble too much longer. I just wanted to kind of touch on that, because, you know, I know the world we live in is kind of crazy. I do. But you gotta stop focusing on that and focus in here first. And then this will change. Okay? Well, I will see you in another video. I hope you enjoyed me talking. If you didn't, that's also okay. If you're new here, hello. If you're returning, hello. I'm so excited to continue this journey with you guys. I know it's like I be all over the place, but we're gonna get it together. All right. Stay safe. Bye.